Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. The shalom and salutations to all those that push the word, the truth and sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, the Akwat that are listening and learning, being the pillar of rest, the 144,000, the 1/3, the hopeful elect of Israel. All right, mad. I'm upset as we get when this happens. The content was removed, a violation, and the violation was medical misinformation because I was speaking on the situation in New York where they're changing the laws to be able to, grab you up, and I was being a little careless. It was in my camp video, and I was using words like Maxine Waters and I was being careless, so my bad. And let's get back to, being circumspect. So, Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come. Of course, I got to make a Famine of the Word video because, that's what this is. We're in the time where they got to shut it down. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. So we're in that time. The days are coming. Well, the days are here. All right? And if it ain't one thing, it's another. Right? So they're really going to come down on the medical aspect and then what they call 8, right? I-8 for 7-8 speech, right? 7-8 speech. So, this is what they're doing in the meantime. See, they got to get their ducks in a row, just like that, whatever it was, Bill 213 or whatever they passed in New York to enable them to grab you up, look into your eyes and say, you look sick, come with us, right? Did I say the wrong word? Did I say sick? Isaiah 10 and 1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, so they already got what they want. For example, the Bill 213, that thing was introduced maybe a year or so ago, and immediately they voted it down, knowing that when they put it back up, it would be stronger, and this time they will pass, and that's pretty much what they do. It's a song, and it's a dog and pony show as to how they pass these things. One thing you can guarantee is when they need it, that bill will be passed. So they introduce it a year or so in advance, they dance around it, and then when they want it and they need that thing in place, then there it is. Okay? Just like they're about, see, it's not so easy just to attack free speech or 2A. Okay? Those have to be done, right, in a very clandestine fashion, such as school shootings, right? You got a school shooting, you got what do you call it? Multiple people, an active shooter. All of those have the same scenario. They got that AR. So when anything happens and it was an AR. What that is a campaign to change the laws, and they're demonizing the AR. Okay? That's how you know it's part of the legislation that they're building a story and they're demonizing the AR so that they can pass unjust laws. Okay? So that's what this situation is right here. The college campuses, they're actually having a debate, right? Well, what is this going to lead to? Backlash for testimony and anti-sham hearing, right? this anti-sham thing. Hey, they got laws, they got unrighteous laws on the books that, if you're, you can go to, here's what I typed this in. WEF says they could prosecute for uh, anti-sham speech, right? And this came up. Let's see. This is what came up. Just this, 18 hours ago, that piqued my interest. And then all of this other stuff from months ago, year ago, years, right? But this came out 18 hours ago, and I thought that was worth mentioning. Everything else is ancient. Okay, 7 years, a year. Okay, so this popped up, right? Because you got to do some sleuthing out here if you want to get some information. So anyway, this whole thing about Palestinian and who and this, they're going to use the G word, Gino, right? Gino and apple cider. So these are words that you can't use. Going into what? Going into free speech being taken away? Famine of the word, right? Okay, so let's watch this. 18 hours ago. Do you know that this is going on? They're using some strong words, and the JOOs are asserting their little authority and playing their little witchcraft games. Oh, you can't say that. You can say this, and oh, blah, 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 and I'm the moral authority. Right? So, and I'll probably get in trouble for having an opinion. So, anyway, we're going to play this and hope for the best. Take it away. This is
Don't buy another pair of
CBS Evening News. University presidents face backlash in that word hearing 18 hours ago. Take it away.
At a House education hearing this week on anti-Semitism.
That word.
Back here at home, the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and the University of Pennsylvania are under fire for their...
So they're using these colleges, okay? They get a lot of things done at these colleges, right? Like Stanford, right? Well, if I say the wrong thing, they're going to come at me for medical misinformation. But what they do, right? They clockwork orange in niggas. What does that mean? That's what Jamie Foxx said that in Cloning Tyrone. They cloned Tyrone. He said, they clockwork orange in niggas. What does that mean? Okay. Well, you got to go back to Stanley Kubrick. Clockwork Orange, what was that movie about? Okay. So anyway, that's what they do at Stanford. Okay. They clockwork orange niggas over there. Right? The Tomb. The Tomb is at, is it Harvard or Yale? I think it's at Yale. At Harvard, which is where the Skull and Bones. See, they use these institutions, right? These higher learning institutions. There are things going on there that you would never expect come out of those institutions. You go from the Tomb straight where? To Langley. You understand that language? From the Tomb to Langley, Virginia. And you become a spook, right? A white spook, a spook that sat at the door, right? So this again from the top. This is high level witchcraft. You got the red on, right? All the signals are there. This is national news, right? And they're setting you up. Oh, they're arguing in the colleges. We might have to make some law changes. Here we go.
Back here at home, the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and the University of Pennsylvania are under fire for their responses on how to handle calls for Jewish genocide on campus.
It's called Harvard Law School. What are they about to change? Some law.
Back here at home, the presidents of Harvard, MIT, and the University of Pennsylvania are under fire for their responses on how to handle calls for Jewish genocide on campus. Well, tonight, second gentleman Doug Emhoff, who is the first Jewish spouse of an American president or vice president, speaking at the National Menorah lighting, just said, quote, "The lack of moral clarity is simply unacceptable." CBS's Nicole Killian reports the backlash is also coming from school donors and elected officials.
Now watch the moral pomposity. I get to decide what is moral and what isn't. I get to decide who gets killed and who doesn't. I get to decide, what is an atrocity. I get to decide what is an errorist with a T at the front, right? Watch the moral pomposity, right?
Tonight, the presidents of Harvard, University of Pennsylvania, and MIT facing a tough grade after this question was posed to them at a House education hearing this week on anti-Semitism.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate MIT's code of conduct or rules regarding bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
Targeted at individuals, not making public statements.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Penn's rules or code of conduct?
If the speech turns into conduct, it can be harassment. Yes, it is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
It's a context-dependent decision. That's your testimony today. Calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment? Yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes, and this is why you should resign. These are unacceptable answers across the board.
Today, New York Republican Elise Stefanik announced a congressional investigation with subpoena power into the universities, which are facing widespread condemnation. Business leaders like Pfizer's CEO called it one of the most despicable moments in the history of U.S. academia. Hedge fund manager Bill Ackman said they must all resign in disgrace.
I want to be clear. A call for genocide of Jewish people is threatening, deeply so.
Despite Penn's president trying to clarify, the university's board of trustees met today on short notice.
But how is it that Netanyahu can use the Bible to justify exactly that? Nobody is bringing that up at any university. Okay? We must remember what Amalek did. Okay? What is that ball of wax? Here it is. This guy's openly, right? Openly calling for what? That apple cider. That genetic apple cider. He's calling for it. And not only is he calling for it, he's performing it. Ain't nobody, they're not having this. They're talking about the people that are performing it. They get a pass. Come on, this is upside down.
State's governor called her.
Take my fucking video down if you have.
Modi failed leadership.
I thought her comments were absolutely shameful.
Jonathan Greenblatt is CEO of the Anti-Defamation.
Here we go with more. You already know what this devil is going to come out being pompous as fucking. Look at the look on his face. I don't even want to play the rest of this. It's so gut-wrenching, fucking vomit-worthy.
League.
There are some who've tried to hide behind arguments that it's a matter of free speech. But I'm sorry.
What is this a matter of? But I'm sorry, not here. So who's going to change these laws? You see where the famine of the word is going here?
Freedom of speech is not the freedom to slander people.
Nobody's slandering. If truth is a slander, then what's going to happen? It's an inevitable cataclysm coming because you're not going to stop the truth, devil. You're just not. So you're going to go to your very next plan, and all it's going to do is heighten the tension and ratchet up everything until everybody's at each other's throat. Because you're not going to stop this truth, devil. It's going to keep hitting you and keep exposing you. You're going to keep crying and passing laws and acting like somebody is attacking you and they're not. All right, the jig is up, is what it is.
because of their ethnicity.
A University of Pennsylvania official tells CBS News there is no board plan for an imminent change in leadership. But according to a source close to the Penn trustees, there are likely to be conversations with the board and Penn President McGill about her future in the coming days.
You can best believe that they're using this to change the laws. Okay? Isaiah 10:1 in the NIV. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees. That's what this is. Okay? This rat. Okay? This one right here. He's sitting there and telling you, hey, we get to decide what you can say and what you can't. And you damn sure can't use the truth and prove it. Prove me a liar. You can't do that. Okay, we will throw your ass in jail. We're passing laws for it right now. All right, so what? Prepare for this. The famine of the word. NIV, Amos 8:11. The days are coming, declares the sovereign Lord, when I will send a famine through the land, not a famine of food or thirst for water, but a famine of hearing the words of the Lord. What words? Telling you valuable information. There are people out here just running amok. What are they doing? They're changing the laws, enacting unjust statutes to do what? To come and grab you up. All right? Why did they pass that law? And this is what I got in trouble for at the camp video for bringing this out. Why did they pass the law in Bill 213? Anyway, is it NYC? Let's see what comes up. Bill 213 NYC. Arguments and appeal case. That's CV. Cheers. No. Let's see. NYC. That right? Quarantine. 231, Salakia. Here we go. Hochul administration appeal, wins appeal in lawsuit. See how they're changing the laws? Okay? So find out what this is about. Okay? What is it? They barely touched on that. Okay, so it's 213, it's 231. What is it? 2 weeks ago. This is what it is right here. Lawsuit over the Q word orders. Okay, is it 231 or 213? Is that what I typed? Say 231. Okay, I'm not going to get into it, but anyway.
Insurance company.
Anyway, it's pretty, here's what they're getting at. They're changing laws. Why? For this. 2 and 10. Revelation 2 and 10, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. There it is. They can show up at your door. That you may be tried and have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful until death, and I will give thee eternal life. That's all I'm going to say because I don't want it to get taken down. I got to get back in my element before I just start saying things. So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Here comes the famine of the word. Shalom.